Las Vegas, and welcome to Chris Garcia, the Conservative American. I promised you and I told you last year that 2017 was going to be a huge year. We're going to have big special guests on. And I'm so blessed today to have Robert Farmer. He's the Center Supervisor for Teen Challenge. This young man is doing fantastic work. Robert, thank you so much for being here today. And please tell the people what you do, please.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So I am the Center Supervisor of a place called Teen Challenge. We're actually right across the street from the station here.
Yes.
What we do is we're a 18-bed men's center for drug and alcohol rehabilitation. We're a program that is what I call hyper-Christian. We're a Christian discipleship program. It's designed for people who struggle with drugs, alcohol, and other life-controlling issues to help take a year out of their life to just focus on their problems and on their self, and also renewing their relationship with God, which is even in AANA is a vital part. Finding their higher power. We just have a name for ours, and it's Jesus. So it's just a great place to take a year out of your life to focus on you and your relationship with God.
Wow, unbelievable. How do these youth get in contact with you at your center? How do they become involved in it?
We have an interview process, and they just contact us. There's Teen Challenge centers all over the United States, even globally. So first off, they would just have to get in contact with us. They could find out any center anywhere in the United States they can go to teenchallengeusa.com, and there's a spot where it says find a center near you. Again, we have about 1,000 different centers here in the United States. And they just call us up and apply at one of our centers. And it's not just teens, it's also, so we started out with teens, so that's why the name is Teen Challenge, but we also got more influence as far as families, men, women. Our center across the street is actually 18 and older, so although they are kind of young guys, but majority of our guys are in their 20s. But it's a bigger scale. We have a adolescent boys center up in Reno, so for 12 to 17, and then we're this spring we're opening up a adolescent girls center. It's up in an undisclosed place about 2 hours north for adolescent girls who've been struggling or have been sex trafficked. So it's 12 to 17 for those girls. That's why the reason of its location's undisclosed, to kind of help them get from their protection away from that kind of lifestyle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Robert, just give me a little bit of background about you. Tell us a little bit about you. I'd like to know about people. I understand what you're doing. We're so proud of you here at Radio Tribune, but tell us a little about your life journey, what you've been through.
Sure, yeah. Well, I was born, my parents were drug addicts, so when I was young, the first time I remember getting high was in kindergarten. It was my parents were driving us to school, and I remember them rolling up the windows and doing what's called hotboxing in the car. And I remember getting high off of their secondhand smoke, and I remember going to class, and I remember being high, how it felt. That was the first time I ever got high and remembered it. Growing up, my parents would take us to the drug dealer's house to kind of score their drugs, if you want to say. And I remember around Christmas one time there was a time where they took us to the drug dealer, and then Christmas came around and there wasn't any presents under the tree. And I remember right then in my little head, it clicked. Wait, you have money for your drugs, but you didn't have money for our Christmas presents. And that's when I started hating my parents' drug addiction. But being a rebellious teen around junior high is when I started smoking pot and drinking, doing the party lifestyle. And the party lifestyle led to pills and doing harder drugs, and I eventually got addicted to meth. And my thing was I was stealing a whole bunch to support my meth addiction. And one day I found myself in jail behind bars with 39 felonies that I was getting convicted of. And I just sat there, and I felt God, pulling me to pick up His Bible and read His Bible. And right then, I was just thinking, when I was a kid, if someone were to ask me, what would I want to be when I grew up, and no one really answers a drug addict or career criminal in and out of jail, looking at 24 years in jail. No one says that. So I was thinking to myself, what have I been doing with my life? And again, God called, dropped a Bible in my lap. I started reading it, and I was like, I made a mess of my life. God, here, take over my life. Mm-hmm. And he did. And a couple days later, he rose me up to kind of preach his word. It was kind of an odd thing. I was 22 at the time, and I was in a dorm of 100 men in Southern California. And every night there was this time where I even want to say the convicted criminals would get together, and it would be right after lights out. They would have someone get up and share a couple scriptures and lead everyone in the Lord's Prayer. Mm-hmm. And the guy who regularly did that got released. And 2 weeks after I got saved, I gave my life to Jesus. A group of guys came up to me into my bunk. I thought I was in trouble. Mm-hmm. And I was just reading my Bible. They're like, "Hey, you need to get up and share the word and pray every night now." And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I was frightened, and eventually I'm like, okay, I'll do it. Yeah. And that's when I first felt God using me in a mighty way. But I knew, even with that background, giving my life to Jesus, and I knew that if I were to get released right then and there, that I would just go out and go back to drugs and go back to my old way of lifestyle, because that's all I ever knew. Mm-hmm. So I went and I was starting to search programs that will actually teach you how to be a Christian, and I found this program called Teen Challenge. Mm-hmm. And I started fighting for the judge to sentence me to Teen Challenge. So eventually I got the right judge who let me out and court ordered me to complete Teen Challenge. So I went into Teen Challenge, completed it. I did a 3-month internship, graduated, and went to their Bible college, which is an additional year to start, preparing to be a pastor, and graduated that, and then came out here to Las Vegas and helped start a teen challenge here in Las Vegas. And so now I'm the center supervisor of the center here, and on my off time, I'm also a youth pastor at a church up in North Las Vegas.
Wow.
So.
Excellent. And you are married? Yeah.
I am married. I met my wife serving in a youth ministry at a church in North Las Vegas. I'm now happily married. I have 2 beautiful children, 2 daughters. We've been married for about a little over 4 years.
2? You got to get to work.
Yeah. Well, I made the mistake of, we had 1 and then 1 about 19 months later. So I was just pumping the brakes on that, Eventually, we would like to have a large family, but right now, just to kind of take it easy.
Excellent, man. God bless, man. You're doing fantastic work. Yeah, how do you feel? I mean, what is the success rate, Robin?
Teen Challenge is, I will say, in my opinion, the most successful program in the United States. It's 86% success rate. In some studies, it's the lowest that it's ever been, is 70% success rate, and that's for those who come in and enter our program. Mm-hmm. Our program is different from other programs because it's a year. A lot of programs are 30 days, 90 days. AA is outpatient programs, but because of us being a year program, people can literally have the success that it takes to get and gain behaviors that is beneficial to stop using. And mm-hmm. you have the accountability of people who are wanting to change and mm-hmm. encourage you and just to keep you on your toes. Yeah. And so it is, like I said, the most successful program in the United States, and it's the most expensive. No, I'm just kidding. It's the least expensive program because we're free for anyone who needs it. Here in Las Vegas, we're with a crisis center, mm-hmm. so we take people with just the clothes off their back. Mm-hmm. We have a first 30 days where we can kind of either make sure that they are a fit for our program, or we can transition them or move them to a different program.
Oh, wow. So they live on property in the program.
Our house, it looks small from the beginning, or from the front, mm-hmm. but it keeps going. It's mm-hmm. about, I think, 7 to 8 bedrooms. Oh, wow. And then it's got 4 or 5 bathrooms.
Wow. Excellent. Yeah. And how many people live on?
So there's 18 beds. and 18 beds for the students, and we have about anywhere from 6 student interns, staff interns who help with the leadership. So there's about 22 to 24 people, men who live across the street.
Wow, excellent. I see you guys doing fantastic work. Tell me about I see you guys going out and preaching the word sometimes. It seems like you get together and, because I have a business right down the street about a block away from the house that they are doing fantastic work in. And I see you guys get together sometimes and walk the neighborhood, and I see you guys preaching the word. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so our program consists of a whole different group of elements. We have personal studies where they kind of read the Bible, go through a couple issues by themselves. We have group studies where we kind of sit around and kind of like an AA meeting or Bible study kind of type area where we kind of go over and grow in knowledge and stuff together. We go to church regularly. We also do fundraising and communicating to bring in our program, the knowledge of our program to our community. And one of those aspects is outreach. And so we partner with a lot of organizations who kind of are for the community that have programs and events that are for the community. And a part of that, where we're located, the county actually wants us, or I think it's a city that actually asked us to kind of be the neighborhood watch per se.
Wow.
So we go through the streets and we do what we call a prayer walk. And we just go and get to know the people who are either living on the streets because, the homelessness is pretty dense around our center. And so we just kind of want to make sure that our presence is known, kind of give the safety for the gentlemen and ladies who are working in the businesses around us so that kind of let them know that we are here, we're a force that is here. Not only that, it's a great opportunity to meet people right where they're at and say, you know what, hey, what are you doing out here? Ask the hard questions that people just, they're used to people just ignoring them and walking on. So we sit there, we pray for them. If they have any prayer needs, we pray for them. If if they need to get into a program, we'll get them into a program. If they need detox, we usually refer them to a detox center. But kind of show them that, just to give our little piece of, we're here for the community. And it gives the guys who are in the program kind of a sense of, of responsibility to the community around us. Excellent. So you get them, that's what people are hungry for.
Yeah. Now, do you guys consider yourself a Christian organization, or?
Yeah, we're, the legal standpoint, we're a faith-based drug and alcohol, or a faith-based nonprofit organization. Okay. So we are a highly Christian program. I joke around and say that we are a hyper-Christian program because some people will enter a Christian program or say that they're Christian. We actually have a whole bunch of our schedule, our program is so nice. Knitted together that if you call yourself a Christian, we're going to call you out, and we're going to. It's what I would consider a discipleship program.
That's right.
And with being a disciple of Jesus, God doesn't want us to just do the bare minimum. So our program is keep doing better. What's your next step? Absolutely. How can you be better, a better Christian, a better person, a better, how can you love more? How can you be more responsible? So it's always constantly growing.
Absolutely. I believe in that. I believe in walking the talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just don't say it. I call myself every day. I always say, thank God, thank Jesus Christ for being my Lord and Savior. And these are the kind of people like you, Robert, that I preached last year. I said, I'm going to have people like this on my show that are doing things in the community, that are helping people in the community, that are walking that Bible, that are not just reading it, just not preaching it, but they're actually out doing things in the community and helping people. So that's why I feel so blessed to have you guys on today. Just tell me a little bit about, because this is also a political show. You can see my signs in the back, and I have no problems. I have Democrats, liberals, socialists. I don't care what you are. But tell me a little bit. I think that a lot of this election had to deal with people in this country felt like we were losing our country, felt like we were losing our Christian values and, making America great, putting America first again and doing it for our people. What do you think about that?
I think it's good. I definitely was a Trump supporter, just to get that out there. Being a convicted felon, I couldn't vote, but if I were, I would have voted for him. I think that I think it was JFK. He said, it's not what your country can do for you, it's what you can do for your country. Right. And I think that with the previous elections, with the previous presidents that we've had, it kind of we lost track of that, and it became a benefits package. It's like, if I vote for this, what are you going to give me? Will you give me free cell phones, free free what can I get for free? And I think with that came the necessity of a Donald Trump, because we didn't want our hard-earned money to just go and enable people. I think that the majority of the people who voted and supported for Trump wanted a change for the good, not just to earn votes or whatnot.
Absolutely. I don't understand, Robert. I don't mean to cut you off, but my big thing is, when Rolando LaRosse, who's the owner of the Las Vegas Tribune, the Radio Tribune, me and him have this discussion all the time. Why wouldn't you, if you was the federal government, invest your money in organizations like you?
Yeah.
Compared to giving people free phones and food stamps. I mean, that's fantastic. I mean, nobody wants to see anybody starve.
Yeah.
But your organization can do so much more
than
a food stamp card. You can rehabilitate them. You can bring them to Christ. You can teach them to be a fisherman.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So
instead of just giving them fish.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think we went to the extreme when it comes to trying to separate religion and state. I think we've defaulted so much as like we don't want to give the impression that we are so Christian that we're doing stuff for that purpose.
Yes.
And so when faith-based nonprofit organizations come into play, a lot of the funding doesn't go to them, because it may be a question of, okay, well, is the state getting involved with Christian organizations? Or I think, again, like I said, it's just the focus is we were getting too cautious.
Yes.
And maybe it was because whoever was involved didn't really didn't put value in the things that some Christians or nonprofit organizations that are faith-based put.
Yes.
And with our organization, I would love to have a minute or two with Donald Trump and talk about the drug policy, or what his plan is as far as trying to conquer the nation's problem, the epidemic that this drug addiction is. Because a little side note on my whole core of what I believe drug addiction is different from what the state says. The state classifies it as a disorder or a disability or even a disease.
It's not.
And so I'm like, how do you get to these conclusions? Because like if that were true, because I don't want to knock AA or NA. They were great. They were built off of biblical principles. It's great for its set, but I'm no longer an alcoholic. I'm no longer a drug addict. My thing was meth. I was addicted to meth. I was addicted to methamphetamines. I used to do methamphetamines. I craved it and all that. Well, when I became saved, when I gave my life over to Jesus, I no longer had that. It's in the Bible, if I can quote a Bible verse. It's 2 Corinthians 5:17. It says, "Therefore, if anyone's in Christ, he's a new creation. The old is gone, the new has come." So when you look at drug addiction as the old adage, once a drug addict, always a drug addict, you look at Scripture, it totally contradicts that. See, I no longer do meth. I no longer crave meth. And if you were to call me a meth addict, I would probably get really offended. I'm no longer a drug addict. There's no disease. There's no disability. If you said that about me, I would get offended. But I feel like since the way that the state, and even if you want to say, I'll say the state, drug and alcohol counselors, how they view drug addiction, they've had so horrible success with it. Why not just brand it to something that's incurable? It's because they're trying all the wrong things.
Absolutely.
You see, the thing that makes AA and NA successful, the thing that makes Teen Challenge successful is the higher power. And with us, we call it Jesus, we call it God. we call him God because that's what makes the whole different. Everyone is out there trying to find God.
Mm-hmm.
They get addicted to whatever it is, and they're trying to look for it in those things, whether it be drugs, whether it be alcohol, whether it be sex, whether it be anything, food.
Absolutely.
And they try to make that their God.
That's right.
Instead of finding the true God. And when they do find the true God, they're going to be hit with reality so much that they're going to be changed.
That's right.
And that's what happens when you meet God.
Absolutely, Robert. Absolutely. I think that, you hit on a point that is very important to me. I think that this country is going in the wrong direction and has for a long time. When you take God out of school, when you take prayer out of school, when you don't allow parents to discipline their children, you are going directly against God. These people need to pick the Bible up every now and then.
Yeah.
They really do. I think that it's just amazing. Every day I cut on the news and prayer is not allowed here. You can't talk about God here. This country was built to be a Christian nation. That's why we came here.
Yeah.
That's why we left England.
That's what I loved about the inauguration. That's why I loved
how many times you mentioned God, Robert?
In Jesus' name.
Refreshing.
I'm telling you, and even today, how today is the pro-life march, and how the first vice president, Mike Pence, is going to be one of the speakers there, and even what's her name, Miss Conway, Kellyanne Conway is going to be one of the major speakers, one of the advisors to the president at this pro-life rally. Like, it gives me goosebumps because it's like, wow, we're now on the right track. It looks like, because okay, when did we ever make it okay with abortion?
Yes.
I saw an interview yesterday. It was of a woman whose mom wanted to abort her and decided to go through abortion. Went to a Planned Parenthood to get what was a saline abortion at 8 months pregnancy.
Right.
Came back and she was born and went through all that.
It's unbelievable.
And she's like, and for me, like the biggest when it comes down to pro-life and for abortion or against abortion, I think it's funny that everybody who is against or who is for abortion has never been aborted themselves.
Right.
I feel like the only people who literally have a say is if you survived an abortion, then you have the right to say you could be for that.
Right.
But the only people who are for abortion has never been aborted.
All these Hollywood liberals, right? All these nuts that want to succeed from the Union, California, they're taking a vote. They want to succeed from the country. Bye. Go ahead.
They want to be for choice. What about the choice of contraception?
Absolutely.
Everyone wants to say it's a woman's choice. Well, what if the woman is in the womb being created? What about that baby woman's choice?
But see, I think that that's the whole problem, is that we want to be many gods. It's not your choice. God created you and he created that child. You didn't have any choice in that. That's from a higher power. And I always believe that that's not your choice. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
Do you know how many women want to have children and cannot? I've seen women cry. I've seen women in tears. They tried their entire life. And you have a baby. You have a blessing from God. And you go murder. You have it sucked out as if it was garbage. It's just unbelievable. And like you said, these people preach about, racism and Black Lives Matter. Well, what about their babies' lives? Do they matter?
Yeah.
Do they have any rights? It's just unbelievable, Robert. We got a couple of minutes left on the show, but just tell me about any events or any things that's going to be going with your organization. Just tell the people, man. I want you to look into the camera because you are doing fantastic work. I promised the people this year, I said it's going to be a big year. I said we got a new president. We're getting back to being a Christian nation. These are the kind of people that you need to invest in. These are the kind of people that the federal government, I believe, under Trump is going to support. I think you're going to do big things. I think your organization is just going to keep growing. You can feel God's taking things back again. You see how mad the devil is? See how mad?
He'll come at whoever's doing some big stuff, but that's why I think we need to pray for our leaders. We need to pray for Trump. We need to pray for Mike Pence. We need to pray for the right people. And anybody who thinks that they're going to do something good and thinks that the devil ain't going to try to backlash is got some humility to come in. But before we get into any of our events or anything, I just want to kind of share a little bit of our vision that we have for Teen Challenge here in Las Vegas. The next thing that we have in store for us is we definitely want to get a donation center and like a thrift store, kind of like how Salvation Army does, is a way to kind of earn a little bit of income. With that, we want to provide like outpatient services, kind of like an NAA treatment center, kind of what we call a recovery engagement center, where someone can get some counseling on an outpatient basis. That would kind of be the next step. Then what we would like to get is a 50-bed to 70-bed men's center to kind of transition where we're at across the street to a 50 to 70-bed men's center, so we could serve more guys, and then turn the center that we have now, which is 18 to 25, over to a women's center. And then again, we would like to kind of expand from there and have multiple centers here in Las Vegas. Maybe even have a Henderson Center or a Pahrump Center. But I mean, the sky's the limit when it comes to the need. The need for drug addiction and alcoholism counseling and programs, live-in programs, is great.
Absolutely.
Nowadays, the court system has so many people who are waiting to get into a program.
Yes.
I think the only other programs in the town have a 4-month, a 6-month waiting list. And so we had just been approved to be a substitute, as a suspended sentence or a substituted sentence for the court.
Okay.
So we got a couple court order guys who are coming to us and just making us an option for that. So we'd like to open up the doors to whoever, and if that's a 100-bed men's center or a 100-bed women's center, we want that. So the next, I think we have April 28th, we have a car show where we pretty much are going to take ownership of our street out here. We'll open up the doors to kind of give tours. We'll have all kinds of cool cars and barbecue and all that stuff.
Oh, wow. You say barbecue?
Yeah, barbecue. I'm telling you. Yeah. Last year we had, I don't know if you, downtown with Big Earn's Barbecue, they donated their smokers. And
yeah, absolutely. They're more than welcome to use our property if you guys need to expand and use that lot.
All right, yeah,
absolutely, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. Robert, we're running out of time, so give them the number once again if they need to contact you.
So our center here is the phone number is 702-314-1300, and if you're not in Las Vegas, you can visit us on the web at teenchallengeusa.com and click Find a Center Near You. Again, if you have any prayer requests, we'd love to have you give us a call. If you have anyone who you know that needs a program, give us a call. Even if we aren't the center for them, we'll refer them to another center. We'd love to hear any thoughts, prayers, anything. Send it our way.
Wow. God bless. Robert Farmer. It's a young man who has changed his life. God came into his life, changed his life, and he is blessing the city of Las Vegas. Teen Challenge International here in Las Vegas. Please get in contact with this organization. Pray for this organization. This young man is going to do big, big, big things. You see what God is doing. He's forming his army. He's got his soldiers out here. And read your Bible. The devil's going to lose in the end. We all know what the end of the book is going to happen. So you can see the people that he's got. This man right here is a captain right here in God's army. And he's going to lead Las Vegas. He's going to do big, big, big things. He is my friend. And he is going to be on the show. He's going to bring people on the show. You are always welcome. Yeah. You have a radio show host here that is your friend. And whatever is going on at that place, you come here and you let us know. You're welcome here any time. God bless the United States of America. God bless our troops. You are always going to hear our prayers. You defend us all over the world. And Godspeed to Donald Trump. Robert Farmer is doing big things. I told you this was going to be a big year this year. Thank you, Robert, so much for being on.